Join us as we get to go behind the scenes with talented recording artist Christine Storm. As a recording artist over the years, I'm sure you've received some good advice and some not so good advice.
Yeah, like, people said, don't tell people you're from Reno, it's too small. Reno's the biggest little city in the world, and it is so true. It's got all the big city coolness to it. It's got the big city art to it, and it's beautiful. And most of my music, reflects Reno. One song in particular is called In Reno, and I love it because I get to mention Johnny Cash. Huge fan of Johnny Cash, so I love that song.
A lot of great music inspiration has really come out of here. People will be shocked.
Yeah.
What other songs were inspired by downtown Reno and the Truckee River?
Well, believe it or not, I have a very sexy mood piece that hopefully will end up in a movie soundtrack, and it's called Merlot and Chocolate. I was down here one night, and it was the coolest thing. There was, like, I swear, hundreds of people down here swimming at night, and the water and the river was so dark, but all the city lights reflected on the water, and it looked like this strange red glow to it. So it inspired the song Merlot and Chocolate.
Sounds delicious. One of the most compelling things that I found about you musically is the diversity of the genres of music that you cover.
Oh, well, thank you. Some of the fun stuff that I've written is some reggae, and also inspired by just the party atmosphere. Reno has a great vibe downtown, especially in the summertime. We have all the events and things, and there's a reggae song I wrote called Hey Mon. But I wrote it here in Reno. I wasn't in the Caribbean when I wrote it, and I don't know, it just seems to work.
Many people find inspiration in Reno and downtown Truckee River. Very historical, very beautiful place to get inspiration from.
Yeah, I think so. I'm wearing all black today because I'm inspired by, a songwriter that I look up to, that I've always admired, which was Johnny Cash, and if anybody could ever compare me to Johnny Cash one day in his songwriting, I would just be on the moon over that.
Every song of yours that I listen to has such deep meaning and it's so emotional.
Well, I think even your happy songs have to have real emotion attached to them. At least mine do. I think I'm blessed that way that, if I may write something that I don't beat people over the head with the message, but if somebody gets something out of it, even though it's from my disappointment or my tragedy or my extremely happy time, then maybe I've done part of my job as an artist.
That's what music is really supposed to be.
I think so. Just help people emote and have fun and connect with their lives and swim in this river. Well, Ragged Edge is a happy song. It's kind of a southern rock song. But the main line in the song, even though it's a happy tune, is you like to beat up on yourself at every opportunity. I just feel that people make mistakes and they kind of just got to get over it. And instead of that, we sometimes just keep that laundry list of all the mistakes we've ever made. And we never let it go, and then we always stay down here. So that's what that song was written about.
The river has a deeper meaning and a deeper connection to you. You spent a lot of time walking down the river with a dear friend of yours.
Yeah. Yes, my friend LJ. Her and I probably clocked 1,000 miles on this river. She was a bass player, a wonderful musician, and a wonderful singer, and a wonderful songwriter as well. And she unfortunately met her demise in Reno. And we spent a lot of times talking philosophy and spirituality, and it's bittersweet writing songs about something like that that's so personal. And we were walking down here one night, and I remember she was just in this place that was real dark, and I remember seeing the beautiful city lights of Reno and thinking, my gosh, I cannot get her to see the glass half full, sometime after that she had been killed. A lot of the music has been written about her.
You've had the opportunity to work with some pretty big names in the industry too.
Yes, I have. I worked with Eric Bergman from Ken Caillat's camp, Sam Christian from the Dungeon family, Frank Greenfield, who's worked with Beyonce and Rihanna. But my favorite people I've probably ever worked with are right here in Reno. I've basically had this triangle of talent with Jerry Spicula and Jess Conrad, my songwriting partners here. And I've worked with many amazing artists, not just on stage, but in the recording studio.
An extensive library of music as well, crossing many genres.
Yeah. I probably have about over 70 songs that are radio ready right now. And finally have a licensing and sync deal, which is really exciting. I'm inspired by the art of downtown Reno. You know, there's art everywhere you look. There's a huge artist community here, which is very inspirational to me.
Some artists are artists, and some artists are completely consumed by their art. Where do you lay in that?
I try to be the best artist I can be without cutting off my own ear and singing into it.
Good to know.
I think, you know, art is, it can sometimes be a scary deal. You know, people can cross that line into not being able to function as, you know, as a person in society. And
we've all seen that.
We have seen that, and that's really sad because, especially in our industry, in the music industry, there's a lot of people that want to sing the blues, live the blues, and die the blues, and some people don't want that at all, which obviously happened with my friend LJ.
Every time I scream your name, it's like swimming in my low-end chocolate.
If you haven't had the pleasure of listening to Christine Storm's music, you can go to ChristineStorm.com, or you can download her music on iTunes, Vivo, and Google Play.